Welcome to Roadcraft. The game is finally out, and after having to log into about 40 different third-party accounts, you can actually play it. So here we are. I didn't mean to click join game. I wanted to start a game, probably campaign. I don't want to mess with custom scenario just yet. We need to set a company name. We'll just go with Magic Recovery because it's just too restricting to get anything meaningful. If you choose this vehicle, the other one will not be available in this playthrough. You'll have to purchase the upgraded version. Well, I definitely want this, probably Ford F-250, 350, whatever it is, I don't know, might say. We get to pick paint jobs. Oh, is it? Okay, maybe all of your vehicles are just going to be the same paint job. I heard people complaining about that, and it might be true. These custom ones are always the best. I might just straight up go for this one. It looks pretty clean. I mean, the blue is meh, but it has some green, it has some black. Fits my colors. I like it more than this one. The red is also pretty cool. The orange, this is pretty cool, but I don't want to go yellow because it's just like everyone's probably going to go yellow. We get to pick a logo? I'm almost tempted to go with this. I just don't know what color would work. Oh, you can have a background. Well, if I can have a background, then I'm going to change this to green. Actually, that doesn't look that good. I would have expected it to look a bit better. That looks fine, I'd say. Is that everything? I think so. I should be able to just start. Are you sure you want to apply this customization to your company? Yes, let's go with it. Okay, we got the garage. Okay, so yeah, I bet this is probably indeed an F350. And it is apparently not for sale. Interesting. The shop. I'm surprised they give us access to all of this right from the menu, but yeah. Okay, here's the Scout DLC and the the DLC bulldozer. I can't speak apparently, but here's the DLC dump truck and Scout that I actually do have. Because the rebuild was cheaper since I owned SnowRunner than just the regular game, so I thought may as well. We'll look at all this stuff later. Precipice. There seems to be, I don't know, I didn't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 maps currently in the game. So let's just start. And you can only start a map on a scout vehicle, yeah, sure. Operation Precipice, North Africa, Spring. You are subcontracted to assist in reinforcing the shoreline of a phosphate plant. This task is part of a large-scale SNR preparation effort for an upcoming storm. There will be guide tutorial panels. Okay, sure. Probably isn't that hard.
Hey there! The name's Kelly, and I'll be your friendly neighborhood dispatcher for today, and every day unless we screw something up. Then the company replaces us. But until then, I'll be here to help as much as I can. Not that we need much help with the first task. You need to head to the lookout point to take in the general layout of that town on the coast. They're bracing for one hell of a storm. I suggest you get on with the agenda before the storm hits.
Alright, first thing I see is I'm probably gonna have to turn the game audio down a smidge more. The game does have voice chat, interestingly enough. I'll try this. Worst case, if it's a bit quiet, I'll bump it up. You can change your camera view. Yeah, I saw this in the demo. The interior's kind of an L because the character isn't even animated, and plus he turns invisible once you're in the interior, but I'm sure that's something that'll probably change later on, because people are definitely going to complain about that. The game feels decent. The performance is drastically better than in the demo so far. And now I have a barrel winch to me. I don't even know how I did that. Okay, we need to explore the South Union phosphate plant, which I doubt would be that difficult since this is the first mission in the game. It's interesting seeing that the maps are separate though. I was kind of hoping there would be more missions per map and less like separate maps, but it seems it's primarily just show up to a map, do a few things, and then throw it away forever. More than show up to a map, commit to fully restoring that map, and then come back later. This stuff is pretty thick. Like, this is some pretty deep stuff to start off with. I do kind of hope there's some decent vehicle customization, but can you please get these help menus out of my face? Yeah, I know you can scan terrain. That's a scout feature that was in Expeditions that I don't think I even used once. Where am I going? I think I'm going up here somewhere. I can't see half my screen because there's a tooltip in the way. That is rough. Objective complete. Okay, and we get a loader. The same one from the demo, seemingly. And you get an achievement for receive your first rusty vehicle. Okay. Clear the area of objects. I did not mean to close that, but for some reason there is no exit task button. So we first have to clear the area of objects, probably. And if I had to guess, can we change vehicles? Nope, we're gonna have to drive. This vehicle is equipped with a grader, which is used to move obstacles. Yeah, it doesn't take a genius to figure that out. At least I should still be able to operate this thing decent-ish. Just knock everything down. As one does, you know. Just throw everything in the ditch and forget about it. That's basically the front-end loader life. I want to dig the ground, though. Oh, it does not want you to, so I guess that's probably better than possibly being able to. This utter pile of just crap. There you go. Pile of crap is for crap. Okay, what now? I presume we have to do the other mission. Oh no, it wants us to probably swap back. Okay, that's fine. But we have to reach this location, the forward base. I could go there with this thing, but I'd rather take the truck. I guess at least one nice thing is the menu does confirm this is indeed a tutorial. Ooh, this atmosphere looks pretty cool. The game looks pretty decent so far. Looks a bit blurry though. But that might just be frame gen. I do think I have frame gen on. I might not need it, I don't know. I turned it on just to be safe, because I didn't feel like tinkering with the settings for 4 hours straight. Well, I think I was right about the road at least. Guess I got that done right. And we get the forward base. Okay, so one of the missions is to make a route. If I had to guess, build a route. Build an infrastructure route. Is this the same thing? Okay, yes, it's the plotting feature and not like actually you're gonna build a road. You go to the phosphate plant? Okay, well we're just going to use the same path. I do kinda have to make this decent because obviously the trucks follow it very precisely, and even the slightest issue causes a big issue very quickly, is what I learned in the demo, so I am actually going to try a little bit here. There, dispatch vehicles. Will this work? Who knows? I guess while I do that, and these guys get them moving, I can check out the other objective. Okay, we need to find the abandoned facility. There's an auxiliary generator there as well, supposedly, as well as supplies. See if you can scout around the abandoned building, haul the generator over to the local garage. Okay, well I'll do that while these guys drive, I guess. Because I do have to make my way over there. So far as I'm aware, we don't have any road building equipment, so we can't make roads yet. I don't know when that'll be. I'd assume we either have to buy it or we get the rusty equipment as we go on, based off the fact that we got the loader for free. But yeah, apparently we have to find the generator. Yeah, we get the object scanner, which helps locate stuff. I doubt it'll ping it from over here though. It probably has limited range if I had to guess. I call them planks, but like these wooden walls with tape on them. Interactive elements. Some environmental elements can be pushed, pulled, knocked over, or hooked with a winch. Look for the yellow markings to spot them. So I'm guessing I'm right? And I can just kind of like... Yep, that works. Cool. Is this where I'm supposed to be? Oh, I have to knock this one over, probably. Oh, and there's another one. This is like... This is cool. It's nice having interactable environments, although I'm definitely going to forget that that's the case. Like how I was worried about the delivery, and oh god. Like I was worried for the delivery and the demo. Okay, so here's the generator, because it seems to be the only item with an actual tag on it. And we have to bring it to that circle, if I had to guess. Bonk. Yeah, maybe I can winch it. Okay, no, this isn't that hard to move. It's pretty easy, actually. If I had to guess, once we're on actual, like, dirt, though, it's probably going to get a bit harder. It is getting caught on the concrete quite a bit, though. It's cool that there's, like, so much physics-based stuff. Should have your winch stretched out a bit. You have a new vehicle to play with. Let's head to the vehicles tab and switch to it. What? Goal complete, all hands on deck. Yeah, sure, but what do you mean I have a new vehicle to play with? Ooh, I get a rusty crane. Okay. Okay, so we need to deliver the generator, which, if I had to guess, that's a whole thing as well. Well, I guess it's worth a shot. I don't know how bad that is, but I'm gonna try it, because it would bring this straight on the main road, which would actually be kind of convenient if I can just do it this way. Hopefully this isn't too bad. Doesn't seem like it. Well, that's fun to know that this road is usable. Yeah, it's like no mud at all, just a little bit of water though. But that's fine. Water isn't a huge deal. Okay, I'm gonna park the truck here because there seems to be a place to do so. And then let's get in that crane and figure out what we're supposed to do. Objectives. Move concrete slabs to the loading area. Okay, there. Shorten the rope length. And this isn't exactly how you're meant to use a crane, but the game clearly doesn't seem to care, so... Okay, this should be the last one. There you go. On each map you can unlock access to multiple interconnected bases. Your current objective requires resources to be stored in your base storage in order to be completed. Transfer resources. Don't know what that did, but it did something.
Looks like you'll need to do some hauling. Take the cargo truck and load it up with the concrete slabs and steel beams. Then deliver it to the concrete plant. And if you're in the mood for extra supplies, you can spot a map between the warehouse and the forward base. It's not essential, but it'll make things easier for you in the long run.
Okay. We need to bring stuff there. Probably not too difficult. Wait, but we only have 2 concrete slabs. How is that supposed to work? So it literally wants you to manually load all of this. Oh my god. The controls are very clunky, which is kind of annoying. Like, I need to be able to pull in the rope at the same time as moving the crane, but I can't do that. because it's locked behind holding down the mouse buttons, which shouldn't even be an issue. You shouldn't have to hold them down, or even press them. It should just be an option right away. Well, hopefully I should be able to at least get all this stuff in there, even if the crane controls are absolutely atrocious. Okay, well, at least it's pretty easy to strap the cargo, which is just you press one button. Okay, now where do you go? Phosphate plant again? Can you even get over there? Why is this map so scuffed for no reason? But yeah, the crane controls really need work, and the issue is, I don't understand why they don't just use the ones of the ground cranes. Because the ground cranes have the basically same, like the actual controls the cranes should have, with all the same functions. So it's not even just a thing of, oh, because they work differently, you need more options. No, they're the exact same. Just the controls on the mobile cranes, or the vehicle cranes, are terrible, because they insist on having you be able to drive while using the crane, which means you can't have the WASDRF keys that you'd need for a crane. I don't understand why they insist on having you be able to drive. Between being able to drive while using the crane, like actively moving the crane, or having an enjoyable crane experience, I'd much rather have the crane be usable than to be able to drive while using it. Also, the fact that such little materials just magically creates two cranes out of thin air is pretty insane.
Well, we need to get that Floodwall up. Actually, you need that more than I do. Alright, it's back in HQ. But, the folks in that town aren't. So, good luck.
At least this thing has adequate crane controls. Kind of just get it approximately at the right spot, and then you detach it. Yep, okay. Okay, get this there. Okay, and then this should just slot in at least, which should bring this done. There you go, reinforce the endangered shoreline. Sure thing. Goal complete, shields up.
Jeez Louise. Just like this one. It was great that we're gonna pull it off. If you keep this up, well, then start getting out the system. At least for the company stock. They've been crashing lately, but you might have just turned the tide. Yeah. Doesn't stop me. Well, stay right for all it's worth. Talk to you later.
Is that it? Okay, so this is the end for the first one, apparently. There's a strange kind of calm, as if the world's holding its breath, pretending everything's going to be alright, but a tempest must be true to its nature. Sure, whatever that's supposed to mean. You have completed all the main objectives on this map. New maps are now available in the map selection. You can return to Hub to select a newly unlocked map, or stay here and finish the side activities. Let's continue. What are supposed to be the side activities? Connect the warehouse and the forward base with a route. Where is that? That is far. Okay, well let's do that then. Let's finish the first map for the first episode. Let's do like one map per episode. Because clearly these aren't that long, as I suspected. You get like an hour gameplay per map. This truck handles this pretty well though. It might not have the most power, but at least it handles bumps pretty well. Definitely better than the original Scout that we had in the demo and can actually choose in this one as well. I don't think I'm going to have to build any kind of special road. If I had to guess, this road seems fine. Like, it's definitely not a smooth road, but like, I think this road will do the job. I need to reach this area before I can make a road to this area, which is a bit unfortunate, but it makes sense. Okay. Now, we probably have to plot a route. Infrastructure route, plot route. Start plotting. Might have to follow them just to be safe. Is there any other side contracts? Objectives? There's no main objectives, and this is the only one, at least for now. Okay. I really hope we can come back and build roads in these places later on. Pretty sure I just have to wait for these guys to go all the way through now, so I'll see you once they get to the actual garage then. Okay, I don't know if I have to wait for all of them or just the first one for it to complete. I'm hoping just the first one, but I don't know. Maybe because it's a side objective, you have to wait for all of them. Objective complete. Connect the warehouse and the forward base with a route. Yay. All objectives complete. Well, that's all the objectives complete. I was kind of hoping the map just uncovers once you're done, but doesn't seem like it. I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode of Roadcraft. Definitely interesting. Definitely need some improvements on the control side of things, but realistically probably won't happen, so no point in being too hopeful. But hey, at least the game's here and it's got some pretty decent physics. And I'll see you guys in the next one.